everything. So much has gone down on a Friday. So I'm not even going to get into what has happened in history as well on a Friday. So Alhamdulillah, it means so much to us. It's an absolutely holy day for Muslims all over the world. And so we should embrace it and we should love it, Alhamdulillah. So talking about loving people, talking about helping people, talking about humanitarian work, we have two amazing people in studio today. We speak to Ashraf Gangrika. I hope I got that correct. Ashraf Gangrika, Senior Management of the African Muslim Agency, also the principal of Oracle School in Cape Town. We also speak to Fatima Saleh. She is the Regional Manager, African Muslim Agency in KZN. And we'd like to welcome them to Radio Al Ansar and to Yedl Ansar. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome.
Walaikum salam, Sister Aisha. Shukran so much for having us.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah. It's an absolute pleasure to have both of you in studio. I know that your families are here down, you're enjoying yourselves as well, and it is a holiday. So shukran to you for making time out and coming, and also to Brother Ashraf for coming all the way down from Cape Town.
Yeah, it's a distinct pleasure to be here, and to sit in your august company, to sit and learn, and, alongside my colleague, Fatima, and to share with our listeners, African Muslims Agency, what we're doing, what we intend to do. And obviously, we, as you correctly said earlier in your introduction, we are at the Durban Souk as well.
Yes, that's the amazing part, the Durban Summer Souk. So it's been a decade or two that African Muslim agencies have been an NPO at the Durban Summer Souk. How did it evolve through the years for you as NPO? Some of the observations.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And it is quite honestly a journey that none of us, Allah is in charge and He plans and we are best planners. So from very humble beginnings, maybe 37, 38 years ago, established by Muhammad Farid Chunara, African Muslims Agency sought to the needs as always of the disempowered, those who were desperately in need. And at the time, if those of us who can cast our mind back, there was the huge drought in Somalia. And then quite honestly, in terms of the indigenous people in our country who were being marginalized. From this humble beginning, and quite honestly, in non-existent office, he used to work Farid Chunara from his little Toyota Conquest and keep all the flyers there in, and the good old days of sending postal orders, etc., and fax machines. I mean, young people wouldn't know what we're speaking about. So in terms of its development and evolution, alhamdulillah, now African Muslims Agency is a global player, that we are active in 27 countries. And the biggest tragedy, Sister Aisha, in all of this, and I know everybody would understand, is that the need is always greater than the demand. Yes. The demand is always greater than what we are able to supply. The notion of people all over the world, and obviously starting in our own country with the inequality of our society, our neighboring countries, Mozambique and Malawi, and I know Fatima would speak to that, ultra active in the situation in Lebanon, and of course, uppermost in our minds is the situation in Palestine. So alhamdulillah, from humble beginnings, we've grown into an organization that now consciously and deliberately tries to uplift and makes a positive impact in the lives of all of those who are in need. And I say this with no sense of arrogance, but quite honestly, the evolution has been revolutionary, as it were. In a very, very short space of time, under the current leadership of Hafiz, the CEO, Hafiz Imran Chunara, the organization has grown and continues to grow.
MashaAllah, I'm so glad to hear from humble beginnings and talking about from the boot of your car that you started something. It gives you goosebumps, and that's a goosebump moment on Yedl Ansar today. And where I love when people start from the beginning and from the bottom up and then rise up. And that's what Yedl Ansar is all about, is to uplift, to make people's lives better, alhamdulillah. So can you at least list two major projects that you are highlighting at the Durban Summer Souk?
So, it's been an amazing journey with the Summer Souk and African Muslims Agency. We've seen how it's evolved over the years. I think the place is looking amazing. Firstly, there's definitely a different look to the Souk this year, and it's everything is very well organized. We have found, in terms of our projects at this time of the year, we are focusing on water. So, currently Malawi and Mozambique, just to name the two countries that we do water wells and boreholes in, we also do boreholes in Afghanistan, are facing droughts. 4 million people, approximately 4 million people in Malawi, don't have access to clean drinking water. So we are focusing on water. While it's really hot, we all just can open a tap, drink water.
Yes.
There's so many bottles of water available.
And
at
we
the
also
souk.
just take it and throw it away.
Yeah,
Well,
and if
down
you
the
just look at the souk and the
really.
fridges, just when you're walking through and you look at all the fridges of water, I just say, people coming there, just think about it just for a second. Reflect on that and think about the people that don't have access to water.
And they walk so many miles for water.
Yes, and some people actually start from 1 o'clock in the morning
Yes.
trying to get that access to clean water, or try to walk to a water source which is often contaminated. So our focus this year is, firstly, one of our projects that we're focusing on is building water wells. So you may, as you walk past our stall, which is at A88 and A67, see us with this big blue bottle of water, and we invite patrons to come past, pop whatever you can into that bottle, and we are hoping maybe by the end of the souk we would have built many, many water wells
Inshallah.
from what is contributed. We are also continuing to focus on our efforts in Gaza. The need in Gaza, as we all know, is great.
Yeah.
It would take all of us and all organizations and everyone to make a difference. So we are focused on a few different things for Gaza, where water is also one of the things that we focus on. We do water tankers. That's 12,000 rand, which provides 4,000 liters of water. We also do the tekia feeding. We feed 100 families. That's 17,000 rand. And we have at our souk, and please come past and buy this little watermelon pin for your kids, for your families. Every pin costs 200 rand. That goes towards feeding a family. So we understand that people, as you said, are in a holiday mode. We may be not thinking, or maybe everybody is thinking, but when you walk past, just come by. Also come by, engage with us and learn a bit more about our projects. We've got staff there, we've got volunteers there, and maybe we can shed some light on our processes. If you have any questions, invite people to come and join.
Now, I'm going to challenge everybody today. So, if you are going to be going past the A88 and you said
A67,
A67. So, if you're going to be passing A67, is that only one?
It's two.
Two
It's a joint store.
All right, the
Yeah,
joint.
There's one place, just
Okay.
number.
So if you're going to be passing that stall, please buy a pin, because I know you'll say 200 Rand, I can buy a handbag. I can buy a dress, because that's what you're focusing on. But let's focus. Oh, I can buy a meal for 200 Rand for the family. But let's focus on now giving back to the community and giving back to people who do not have what we have. We can't do without that handbag and that dress. I have to tell that to myself first, and then others, inshallah. But let's talk about, does your patronage of donors increase at the souk, and is it a positive platform to introduce any NPO?
Fatima, given your position, you're in there, but I'm visiting from Cape Town, so you take that.
Yeah. So what I can say is, what we've noticed, it is not only patrons or visitors from KZN that come through. We've been interacting with people from all over the country. In fact, we've been interacting with people also from outside of South Africa. We've had visitors from Dubai coming to just know what the organization is about. I think sometimes we, as you know, AMA, but not everybody may know the organization. People walking past, just want to know what this is about. We also have found that, people want to still contribute while they're shopping. It's still there at the back of the mind. Today being Jummah, for example, people will remember, let's do our Sadaqah Jariyah. So people would go past, so the patronage has definitely increased. Sometimes, even though somebody may not contribute at the souk, they would have seen us, contact us after that. So I think it's definitely had a positive impact on the organization.
Alhamdulillah. And I think for any in NPO, it really boosts them up, and people can find out about what they are, what they do in the community, or who they assist. That is the amazing part about the souk, because it gives patronage to every organization across the board. And even, I think, to the business, entrepreneurs, the small little businessman that has not even been acknowledged before, or nobody even knows them. And now, alhamdulillah, suddenly they become so big in a few years' time. So, we have to thank the Durban, the organizers as well of the Al Ansar Foundation for giving everybody a platform. So, Fatima, what would your message be, Brother Ashraf, to everybody, all the listeners who haven't been at the souk and who would like to engage in donating to any cause or campaign at the souk?
Quite honestly, Sister Aisha, as I said, I'm embarrassed to say this is the first time I come to the Durban Summer Souk.
Oh man,
and it's been
why?
a mind-blowing experience.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It not just on behalf of AMA,
Yes.
just the entire experience and entire community coming to, of quite honestly all religions, race and
Yes,
creeds. I've
yes.
enjoyed this interaction. So and I've been asking myself, so Ashraf, where have you been? Bottom line, in
Exactly.
Cape Town, we
Where
haven't
have
seen
you been, Ashraf?
So for me, the notion of coming along and donating, you said beautifully in your introduction, in the blink of an eye, the year's done. And so, as Muslims, and again, I listen to the Nasikh of Mulana Vanka, it's not our new year. But let's be honest, there's this old sense of New Year resolutions. And so for me, often we want to be saying, oh, those who smoke, we need to stop smoking. We all need to lose weight, alhamdulillah. And but I want to say to people, increase perhaps the resolution or the awareness of giving. So Prophet ﷺ always reminds us, yes, that no person's wealth is decreased by the sense of giving. And so for me, we need to, I've always been heartened when little kids come and, as Fatima speaks about, a big blue bottle and want to throw in money. We teach our children to give of the much or the little that we have. So we there, and there are other organizations who are doing amazing work as well. But this sense of donating to a cause that quite honestly brings reward to ourselves, so that the joy is in fact in the giving and not in the receiving. So whilst we are at the souk and there are amazing things to buy, share of the much or the little. Pop along to our store. Don't just maybe give the money or buy the excellent merchandise that we have on sale, but engage of the team that is there, because you might not be in a position to build an entire water well for 16,500 now, but perhaps, we could pay it off for you, something improves in your life next year, and we'll have the sense that this can be done. But bottom line, in the sense of donating and giving, it must be a permanent practice in our lives. And the sooner we start that, the better for all of us, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, what a lovely message. And, to end your interview, mashallah. And I'm so glad that you came to the Durban Summer
Me too.
Souk and that you are enjoying it. That is what it is all about. It's to engage, it's to, connect with people, as well as there's a little bit of entertainment. But mostly, I think it's that humanitarian touch.
Yes.
It's the human being that you are, and the work that you do. So shukran, Fatima, also for coming in today and talking about AMA and the amazing work. I can't talk about any or list, say any other word besides amazing. Mashallah. And you guys are doing an absolutely wonderful work in the community. So shukran, may Allah Ta'ala accept, and it's also the sincerity of all that we do, any organization as well. And Fatima, just your parting message, please.
We look forward to meeting everyone. We please come and buy our pins, come and engage with us. And Jazakallah Aisha for having us and for highlighting this, the need in the community. And I would say today being Jummah, the best day of the week, make it the best day of the week. Let's start the new year. I know we spoke about New Year's resolutions. Let's start with a positive vibe, with refreshing our niyyah. And please come and visit us, come and speak to us. We look forward to meeting you.
Ameen. Shukran, and shukran for coming into Yerul Ansar today to the studios. It was an absolute pleasure to have all of you. So if you are at the Durban Summer Souk, please go to stall A67 as well as A88, right? And that's African Muslims Agency. Just pop in something in the bottle and it will make a huge difference to somebody who needs it, inshallah. From me, Sister Aisha Jamal, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.